is quite an iconic bird. It's difficult to shoot. Here in Wales we have quite a number of them, but if you ever get to shoot one with your left barrel and one with your right barrel, get a right and left, then you can join the Shooting Times Woodcock Club. I have never aspired to such things. What I'm going to do, first of all, is to remove the wings off it, and then I'm going to show you a very particular part of that wing before we get on to the bird. So, similar to the pheasant, what we will do is feel along the bone to where the wing actually goes into the body, and taking our knife, we will just cut across the bone. Now, what I want to show you is what is called the pin feather. And if I take my pliers, I will hopefully be able to pull one out to show you. If you feel along the rib of the wing, you'll see about halfway down a sharp, pointy feather. And that is called the pin feather. And what I will do with my trusty long-nosed pliers is just grip it and pull it out, he says, hopefully. If it doesn't want to come, I'll just pinch it and pull it. There we are. And that is what they call a pin feather. And you can see the shape of it. Some people actually paint with these. But if you shoot a woodcock, it's nice to have something to remind it, and perhaps you would want to stick that in the hat bands of your cap. There is the pin feather. I'll just pop that to one side and we'll discard the wing. We'll go on to the other wing. In this instance you can see where the bird has been hit, in which case the bone is already broken, so it'll be easy just to cut through that particular area. And that will also have a pin feather as well. We now move on to plucking the bird. The skin of a woodcock is very, very delicate, so when you start plucking the feathers out of the bird, be careful, because you don't want to rip the skin. And the way that we'll be pulling the feathers is out this way from the way that they're held in. We're not going to pluck them that way against the grain, because you will rip the skin. If the bird has been, or where the bird has been hit, where the pellets have gone into it, it'll also be very delicate. So when you're starting to pull out feathers from around the area that the bird was hit, be very, very careful. Now this is quite a long and laborious task. I often lock myself away, have a bit of peace and quiet in the shed somewhere with some music on, and just start plucking the bird. So bear with us as the picture fades in and out, and showing how you just simply and very gently start plucking. Right, so what we're going to do now is draw the bird. Quite simply, what we need to do is to make a small insertion just where the breast comes down. Just slowly make a nick through it, open it up, get a finger inside if you can. And what we're going to do is pull out a spaghetti bowl full of innards. You can only get one finger in, and there we have the entire innards of the bird brought out. If you cook that, of course, it turns to a mush. And as I said, some people like to eat a woodcock completely undrawn. My advice is, if you're new to it, then don't. Right, so here we have the woodcock hanging on by a thread, its neck. What we're going to do is truss it in the fashion that they do on the continent. And we will take a knife, we will feel just behind the leg bone and make an incision right through. Keeping your fingers on the hole, take the head and neck entire, hold the beak shut, and just push it through the bird. On the next leg, do exactly the same, and push the beak through the bird. And what that does is keep the legs shut. With some tissue, give the bird a wipe over. You can give it a wash if you so wish. personally speaking, I like it a bit rustic myself when I cook it. And that bird is then ready for the oven. Trussed in the normal fashion on the continent and done in a traditional way. And you will find that the fat that's in amongst the skin will keep this bird beautifully basted. You may want to put some bacon over it, but that bird will treat every single one of your guests to this, probably the finest tasting game that there is available. Enjoy.